Welcome back. It's 3:17 in the morning on Saturday morning, and we have a developing and breaking and continuing story of the Solimar Beach fire that broke out at 11:09 last night from our records and has continued to burn in the hills in northern Ventura County along the waterfront area, Highway 101, the hillsides there at over 1,000 acres. Evacuations are underway. Wind is blowing very aggressively in that area, and Claire Anderson is in our First Alert Weather Center where she's tracking those conditions at the Solimar Beach fire zone. Claire?
Yeah, John, we have been seeing these winds continue to be strong. That's about 6 o'clock last night. That's when things really started to turn from Santa Barbara down to Ventura. We had some advisories go into effect, and they're still into effect, continuing through Sunday. Here's a look at the latest fire forecast. Again, the fire forecast is a special forecast put out for this exact location. It uses the resources at the National Weather Service and then also the reports from the firefighters at the scene to create what they can expect through the area. So for today, again, Saturday, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with gusts near 45 miles per hour, very similar to what we've been seeing overnight into this morning. And for tonight, we do look like we're going to get a little bit of a break, still pretty gusty, but lower than what we have been seeing. Humidity levels, we are going to dry out as that sun rises. We're just going to see plenty of sunshine for today, so humidity levels will drop. But then later tonight, the wind switches direction, bringing more breezy conditions from the ocean onshore, increasing the moisture, so that's good news. Temperatures, though, staying pretty cool, below seasonal average, 60s. And for tonight, Saturday night into Sunday, we're going to get pretty cool in the area. I do want to talk about the peak wind gusts over the last 24 hours. This last gust, 42 miles per hour. This was reported about 225, and it has been like that for several hours. I've been watching it constantly, so that's pretty gusty out there. 42 mile per hour winds as you head more up the 150, also in the upper 30 mile per hour winds down towards Ventura and Oxnard. I do also want to mention peak wind gusts in Santa Barbara, 51 miles per hour at the wharf and 53 miles per hour in the mountains in Santa Barbara. I mention that because this area and down towards the fire under the same advisory level. Another cool tool we've been using to show you the direction of the fire is this live storm tracker Doppler radar. Now, it's not showing it now, but look at this. All this screen over the last several hours, this is the smoke. We usually use the live storm tracker Doppler radar to pick up rain, but there's no rain right now. This is those particles of the smoke in the air. So very interesting. Again, moving southwest away from the hillside towards the ocean. Now, we do have that wind advisory in effect through Sunday. North winds, especially again, coming over those mountains, not going to really change direction until later today, gusting near 50 miles per hour. And our futurecast winds are not calming down either. Here's a look. 4:30 this morning, continuing into 5:30, double-digit wind speeds still in Santa Barbara and all the way up towards Ojai. What we will see is, look, the Santa Barbara South Coast starts to calm down just a little bit, but we are looking at a Santa Ana event possible for this afternoon through Sunday, which is very strong winds coming in from inland, which are dry conditions. Now, it's kind of interesting because we're right on that edge there where the fire is, so hopefully we do get some relief, but we're going to watch it very closely because we know that things change very quickly. John, back to you.
All right, Claire, thanks very much. We have seen frontline coverage of this fire since just after it broke, and now we go back out to Solimar Beach. CJ Ward is there, and he is in an area that's on fire around him. He's in a safe zone, but he's got an update for us from that area. CJ?
Well, John, we're still out here by the Solimar Beach colony. You can see behind me, again, another flare-up. This is near the overpass that we've been watching closely for about the last hour or so. The flames have been burning really hot at this freeway overpass along the 101 freeway. Really, I'd imagine the concern might be any damage to the bridge, and I don't know if there's been any discussion. We've not been able to hear what you guys have been saying live on air, but one of the discussions we've been having out here, excuse me, is what this means for traffic, holiday traffic tomorrow. Sunday is a big travel day as people try to return home. And freeway passes like this one that's been taking the heat for the last hour and a half, you don't know if there's been any kind of damage to it. Certainly we don't know what it's like burning down on the southern end of this fire too, but I would imagine this could be a major problem for tomorrow's holiday traffic. Now let's pan this way a little bit to the left. You can't really see it right now because the smoke has now shifted back toward us, but you can hear. I spoke too soon when I said the winds had calmed down because in the last probably 5 minutes we've been getting some really strong gusts from different directions here. But when you can look up on the mountain, you see little white dots. You see the firefighters up on the hill with their chainsaws. You just hear a chorus of chainsaws. The firefighters up there on the front lines trying to battle this fire. And they are making some progress up there with the help of the helicopters. We've been watching drop after drop. They show up maybe once every 10 minutes or so to make a drop in this area. Again, this is really one of the main spots that they've been fighting this fire is right here along the Solimar Beach Colony area, along the 101, the 101 freeway, the PCH. They're both shut down tonight. And most of the residents in this area, they are out of here. It's a mandatory evacuation. As far as we know, everybody is out. We watched many of the residents pack up and leave for a good hour and a half. And as far as we can tell from the firefighters making their rounds going door to door, everybody is out of the Solimar Beach Colony area. So again, where the winds are kicking up here, they did die down for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. They weren't as bad. They had shifted. The winds were more out of the north and pushing the smoke and the flames to the south. But now we're getting some strong swirling winds, just like we did when I first got here a few hours ago. So John, I'm going to send it back up to you. But again, we are having discussions out here about what this means for holiday traffic along the 101. As you know, this is a main corridor between Southern California and Northern California. And if the 101 is shut down, all that leaves is Interstate 5. And this could be a major problem tomorrow. John, back up to you.
That's a great point, C.J. Ward. There on the scene of Solimar Beach, you only have two north-south routes that are that significant, 5 and 101. And if 101 is shut down, it's certainly shut down to traffic. But if it has damage to it, the State Department of Transportation, Caltrans, is going to have to do an assessment and figure out how to get around those damaged areas. Stay with us. You are looking at live, continuous breaking and developing coverage of the massive Solimar Beach fire burning in northern Ventura County at over 1,000 acres, and it continues to spread at this hour here on News Channel 3.